we know that seas are getting polluted. In that aspect, can we use sea salt for cooking? Otherwise, what is the alternative?
What do we do when we make salt out of the seawater? We have huge areas, allow it to sun dry. So when the water is slowly evaporating, the crystallization process begins. Sodium chloride crystals are formed. So when a crystallization starts, it excludes all the other things and only sodium chloride molecules are getting crystallized. So when you are actually making salt, most of the pollutants that are present are eliminated into the water. Because the crystallization process does not allow impurities. The interstitial spaces are very nicely packed. So to have chemicals that are apart from sodium chloride molecules is very difficult to get when a pure crystallization process starts happening. But then at the end of the day, if you wash the salt with good water, most of the adhering chemicals that are present on the top surface, that could be plastic nanoparticles, that could be some chemical, this and that, but the percentage of it is infinitely small. Actually, the problem is other way. You should have asked me the question that the industrial salt is actually the real horrible salt that you are eating, because they are making it flowable by adding desiccants. What is desiccant? It keeps the water away. Hydrophobic chemicals are actually coated, so when you put salt like this, it just flows. Free flow salt. And that's what people are being made to use because it is convenient and things like that. But in actuality, you are adding lot of poison, that desiccant they call, hydrophobic substances. That is the problem with the industrialized salt. Whereas natural salt, in its true sense, if you keep it out and if there is moisture in the atmosphere, in no time it absorbs water. So you really want to check your salt is good or bad. The test is to keep it there and come after 1 hour and check. If it is watery, that is the salt you want to use. So this is the point that everyone should understand. And this is the only reason why I keep telling, eat the normal sea salt. And there is another problem with this industrial salt. They are telling we have added iodine in that. But iodine is already there in the salt enough. Some places, some particular localities, there may not be iodine. That means there may not be weeds and some things that can deposit some iodine into the salt that we are eating. So that is the reason why they started fortifying the salt with iodine, and then the business started. Otherwise, salt was very freely available, and the salt that absorbs water is the real salt. Iodine you don't need to worry about. We can get from many other vegetables that we are eating. So that is a separate thing, but they have made it a connection to iodine and salt. And you can get iodine in many different food items. But the industrial food culture has been fooling people in the name of iodine, making all kinds of horrible changes. So don't eat industrial salt, eat the common sea salt. And nowadays there is another trend, we will eat rock salt present in the mountains. Yeah, the mountain salt is also sea salt only. It was formed long ago when the mountains have risen from the ocean like Himalaya. But in the name of rock salt, they charge you a lot of money. The Himalayan pink salt, all are good, no problem. But how much you can get? If the whole human race, you cannot get pink salt. So it depends upon the localities, this kind of different kinds of salts are also formed. Some black salt, depending upon manganese or iron ore deposits, more in that delta region. Saindhavalavana, where there is more amount of sulfur. So there are some variations, but original sea salt is original sea salt. So that even today, luckily we can make enough for all the human race. And don't make processes more. Simple natural processes. So I advise all of you to just take simple sea salt.